I always talk about two parts of a business, right? And this is a simpler way of thinking about it. But there is the operational part of your business and the sales, or the front and the marketing. So the back and the front of the business, right? The back end and the front end. The back end is always really easy, right? It's always really easy to get busy and get things done because you go and work on it. It's about ringing suppliers, sorting things out, making things quicker, better, more efficient, etc., etc. That part, often startups tend to get caught up and they think that that's progress. Remember, whatever you do in the back end is great, but what you need to do is always in the front end. If you don't sell, nothing happens. When you're in a small business, you have to be resourceful. You've got no choice. There isn't resources around. There's no money around. There is no people around. There is no time around. You don't have a lot to actually get and do things, right? In large businesses, the opposite takes place, right? You have access to resources and it becomes a bit of a crutch because you become dependent on resources, and every time you want to do anything, you say, business case, money, otherwise I don't do anything, right? So the lesson is mutual, is for large businesses, be careful, because if you just always attach yourself to having resources, you forget the hunger of being entrepreneurial and innovative. For you guys, the small businesses, is use it. I know it must feel like a pain at points now because you're going, oh my God, I'm so tired of having no resources. I want just some money and some space. But remember, that hunger is what makes you stay alive. That hunger is what makes you chase more. Now, don't forget also that adaptability starts with us. I don't know what sizes your businesses are, but if you're very small, right, you realize very quickly that the business is you and you are the business. It's as simple as that, right? So if you yourself are adaptable, your business is as well. If you are risk adverse, your business is as well. If you are risk prepared, your business is as well. Simple as that. Because once you start doing the same thing over and over, you get caught up in that momentum, and then things change and you can't change with it. And I see this happening in any size business. It doesn't matter how big you are. Within 6 or 7 months, a startup starts building momentum. And once they start building momentum, it starts becoming dangerous because they're not as flexible as they should be anymore. Whatever solution you're providing right now is not as good as what's coming. Don't fall in love with your solutions. Don't fall in love with your products. Don't fall in love with your services. They're as good as they can be right now, but they're not as good as what's coming. So here's what happens. You're doing super well, a new entrant comes into the market and says, we can do a better job than that. That's always the case, right? And it happens in large scale or it happens in small scale. But it always happens that they promise better than whatever is in the market. And at the beginning, they always fail. Always fail. Right? Boom, goes down. And often, those businesses that are in that market, they get a little tiny micro kick of, see, we knew they were going to fail. It's difficult to do this. We told you. Go back into your box over there in the corner, right? And then what happens is eventually they figure it out and you go, you go, Johnny, did you see that coming? No idea it was coming.